first, we begin in the UK, where outgoing Prime Minister Boris Johnson gave his final speech in the job. Johnson expressing unhappiness about being forced out of number 10, saying that rules are changed halfway through. He's now on his way to Scotland to tender his resignation to the Queen, who is currently staying at Balmoral Castle. The monarch will then ask his successor, Liz Truss, to form a new government. Liz Truss, in the meantime, facing immediate pressure to deliver on her promises to tackle the cost of living crisis and an economy heading into a potentially lengthy recession.
Let me say that I am now like one of those booster rockets that has fulfilled its function, and I will now be gently re-entering the atmosphere and splashing down invisibly in some remote and obscure corner of the Pacific. And like Cincinnatus, I am returning to my plough. And I will be offering this government nothing but the most fervent support.
Let's cross now to Bénédicte Paviot, who's in front of number 10 Downing Street. Bénédicte, the outgoing Prime Minister there, while declaring that he's now like a used-up booster rocket, also went on to declare his support for Liz Truss and asking everybody else to do the same.
Yes, which is not surprising when you know and understand that this is the fourth Prime Minister in 6 years. We're not talking about different parties. It's the governing Conservative Party that has gone from David Cameron to Theresa May to Boris Johnson and in the next few hours to Liz Truss. Of course, Brexit turbulence is highly involved. So he's not going to splash down invisibly. There's no chance of that happening with somebody as energetic, as entertaining, using all extraordinary imagery and often classical references like Boris Johnson. But of course, yes, he was at pains to underline again and again and again his fervent support, his complete support for his successor, who will be the third female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. They've, by the way, all been Conservatives, and who will become the 15th Prime Minister of this monarch. This monarch who is got episodic mobility problems, we are told, who therefore is remaining in Balmoral in Scotland, which of course has changed the geography and timing of the day, because instead of popping up from Downing Street to Buckingham Palace, for the first time in her reign, the monarch will be accepting the resignation from Boris Johnson and then asking Liz Truss to form a government. And that will be our next focus here in Downing Street when we see Liz Truss making an address to the nation. The plan is that she would stand at a podium exactly like Boris Johnson. The weather has possibly other ideas and plans, so the contingency plan is that we will all, British and international media, be in the street, but it's highly likely that the actual address her first to the nation as she pivots away from the Conservative Party members, 160,000 of them, less than 1% of the population, deciding who is now going to be the next Prime Minister. It's likely that she will have to do it indoors. But we will see. We'll be here and we'll cover that at the time.
And it's certainly not going to be an easy first day on the job for Liz Truss, is it?
No, she inherits a very divided party. Of course, it will be very interesting to see if indeed it is Kwasi Kwarteng who is her Chancellor of the Exchequer, and how many lawyers of Boris Johnson that she keeps. Of course, what we'll be watching for as well is to see who she includes, somebody, for example, who supported Rishi Sunak or not. Rishi Sunak himself, by the way, is likely, as he has said himself, to go back to the backbenches. But it is hugely problematic. You've got a 10.1% inflation rate that is galloping, could be 13% by Christmas, rising to 17 or 18%, so already double digit. You've got eye-watering energy bills, electricity and gas that people simply do not know how they are going to be paying, and that is people with jobs. So unsurprisingly, perhaps, although she had said only just a few weeks ago during her battle in the Tory leadership that she wouldn't give what she called handouts, in other words, direct financial help to millions of households up and down the country and to companies, it looks like that's exactly what she may do. We don't know, but we expect that either she'll give a hint of it today or possibly possibly announce tomorrow or Thursday what she calls a bold plan. So perhaps with the freezing, for example, of the energy, of the price of energy. And perhaps also reforms in the energy market here in the UK. So a very problematic in-tray, not to mention winter soon coming and the National Health Service under huge pressure, or indeed the war in Ukraine, or indeed the rest of Brexit and the Northern Ireland Protocol. So much to do, big challenges, and she'll be judged very quickly. Don't expect a honeymoon.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Bénédicte Paviot, reporting for us from London.